Warning, the following audio transmission is based on theory and is intended for entertainment purposes only. It's Doomsday and its affiliates will not be held liable for anything your dumbass does. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everybody, to It's Doomsday podcast. Joining me today is Local Prepper. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you today?
I feel like shit. I got a headache and a wicked sinus infection.
Well, it sucks to be you. Let's go.
It does. Can you hear it in my voice? Do I sound more nasally?
No, you just sound like you got called into work and didn't want to be there.
Oh, well, maybe that would be a good excuse to get out of work. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Grid Down episode. And today, we're going to be talking about unusual preps. Things that you prep that are unusual.
Unusual preps.
Unusual preps, yeah. And I think that over the years of prepping and gathering items and squirreling things away, and I think that we all prep like little, there's a word I'm looking for, like things that are special to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like things that are going to make you feel more okay in the apocalypse. So like if you're into word searches, maybe you have like hundreds of word search books stacked somewhere, right? So, these unusual things that you put away. And I've got a handful of these items, and I'm curious if you do as well.
I have a lot of stuff. A lot. I probably have too much stuff. I'm probably edging up on, like, what do they call them? Hoarders?
Yes, hoarders.
But it's all organized. It's all organized. So it's not an obstacle course in my living room. So we're good to go.
My wife would also she would maybe identify me as a hoarder.
Well, I mean, all wives do that. But anyway,
right. See, the problem I have with the prepping aspect and going from being a prepper to a hoarder is essentially the organization.
Yes.
As soon as it starts becoming piles and random boxes full of things stacked to the ceiling, you're no longer a prepper, you're a hoarder.
Yes. Up until a year ago, I was a hoarder, and then I organized this room, and now I'm a prepper.
Congratulations. Don't go to the dark side. With the unusual preps, though, I had something happen. We went down to Florida for the holiday. We came back. While we were gone, my cat went through all the preps and destroyed shit.
Wow.
Yeah. This cat got into a gigantic bag of goat milk, okay?
Okay.
And ripped it open, covered all of the preps in powdered goat milk. And if there's humidity in the air, that starts to get moist and makes things smell like milk.
Yeah.
The cat also found the dry yeast stash and ripped open all the dry yeast. And I didn't know this at the time, but apparently yeast is like a delicacy to a cat.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has like a buttery, cheesy flavor and is one of the most used ingredients in cat food to give it its flavor that the cats like. So I didn't know this because I started, I got on Google, I'm like, why the hell did the cat go for the yeast? It's dry, inactive yeast. I don't understand why. And it's because it's like a delicacy to them.
Wow.
They also got into pancake mix, a bunch of pancake mix the cat tore into, and then ate my binoculars, then just randomly tore open MREs in a fit of rage. This crazy cat.
This cat was mad.
But because everything was covered in goat milk, I had to go through and start reorganizing and cleaning everything and doing all of these things. And I found out, wow, I'm stocking up on some really unusual, weird shit. Things that I had forgotten that I had. Okay. And some of these things might be weird to some people, but to me, maybe they're not so weird. So at one point in time, I was really steeped into just stocking up on a shit ton of mason jars.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, your normal people would be like, oh, yeah, man, pressure canning, water bathing, making jams and jellies, things from the garden. That's genius. Stock them.
Correct. Yes.
But I was stocking them because I found out other things you could do with the mason jars.
Oh, boy.
Did you know that they sell oil lamp kits for mason jars?
Yes. Yes. They're pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So I forgot that I had a shit ton of wicks for these and a shit ton of the little screw-on tops and the little glass the glass pieces that go on top, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That keeps you from setting your house
mantle,
on fire.
Maybe? No,
not the mantle. I don't know what they're called. The vase, the clear vase thing that goes on top. But that's the one of the weird things. I was like, no one else is stocking these but me. I got to be the only one. What do you got? I've got more, but I'm curious. What do you got over there in your doom piles?
Oh, I got some pretty odd stuff. I got some pretty odd stuff. Should I just wade into it, or should I just like go to the like one of the top things?
No. Let's dip a toe in the water first. And
all right.
let's see.
Mouse traps and rat poison. Yeah.
Huh. That's something I never would have thought to stock.
Yeah, I mean it's a problem with storing food, and if we're going to, if the power goes out and the apocalypse begins and we're all on our own for the rest of our lives, we're going to have a problem with infestations, much like the Black Plague, things like that. I don't want it to turn into like 17th century France. You know what I'm saying? We got to get them mouse traps.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I guess like I've never really had a problem with mice here.
It's because you have cats that tear into everything.
Right. The cats are the ones tearing shit up, not the mice.
I was going to ask you if it's like, does the cat still survive? But I know you had to let it live. Otherwise, you're going to start to have rats.
Right. The cat's still alive, but probably the rat would have probably done less damage.
Yes, most definitely. They'll normally just get into like one thing, and then while they're doing it, the cat hears him and then goes and gets him. That's how it works.
Right. So I guess my rodent infestation problem, I guess my prep for that was the cats.
There you go.
The reason, and this is going to sound weird, but back to the weird preps. One of the reasons we have so many cats is a prep, and I will tell you why. So we have venomous snakes in the area, specifically copperheads and canebrake rattlers. All right.
Yep.
And I have seen the copperheads within pretty close proximity of the house, but never right at the house. And what I had found out was if you have a good cat population, the ammonia in their pee is a great deterrent for snakes.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
So I purposely keep a lot of cats around as a prep to keep the venomous snakes away, because if it is the apocalypse, you're not doing much to treat a venomous snake bite at home. The only really thing you can do is try to regulate the person's blood pressure.
Yeah.
And hope that their body fights through it.
Yeah.
You're not going to have anti-venom on hand in the apocalypse, and most hospitals don't give anti-venom anyway. They typically give blood thinners. They typically give blood pressure medication. They will lance and bleed out the area. Like, that's what they will do.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, I mean, but having the cats is a great, weird, unusual prep.
Well, I mean, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? The thing that I keep on that side that a lot of people don't keep is unconventional dental supplies, oil of cloves, that helps with toothaches. And then actually Dentex. It's like nobody buys it. You can buy it at Walmart if you really know what you're looking for. You just get that Dentex for the temporary filling kits. And then, obviously you probably need some extraction forceps. They're a little different. They're a little beefier, and if you can't take care of the abscess, you can obviously kill it with antibiotics, which is different. But having those extraction forceps it's kind of uncommon, because if you can't fix the tooth, then you're going to have to pull the tooth. It's really that easy.
Right. And I guess to get into the unusual side of preps here, I have certain, I have certain medical supplies here that I will probably never use.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like local anesthetics and stuff that I have here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Along with some supplies to do like very minor surgeries. Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
minor. Like I'm not talking anything crazy. Like we're not removing kidneys or anything.
Yeah.
But
We're just fixing holes.
right. Well, or I always have this just random idea like, somebody's walking through the woods, they're looking for something and they trip on a piece of barbed wire. One of the little barbs breaks off under their skin. Now we got to cut them open and get it out and fix it
Yeah.
before this piece of metal just lives in their body indefinitely.
Gotcha.
So
I
we
mean,
have things,
yeah.
we have the suture kits, we have the staple guns, we have the local anesthetics, we have things to perform very, very minor procedures. And I feel like that's a very unusual thing to prep.
A lot of preppers don't think about it. They only think about, what they see on the zombie apocalypse movies, where it's just, it's you're either going to survive off of vegetables you grew in your garden last summer, or the zombies are going to, kill you. That's the way they think. They don't really think kind of long term, and you do need to be able to, either, basically clean a wound and close a wound. That's how we survive.
Oh, absolutely. And I keep a lot of stuff around for the idea of, cleaning the wounds. I have tons of isopropyl alcohol. I've got tons of hydrogen peroxide. Like I keep a lot of that stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, and maybe a little bit unusual, but we're not talking like a bottle or two. I have bins full of it.
Wow.
Like bins full of alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, antibacterial soap. Like I have bins full of this. Yeah.
I mean, I've got the surgery kit from Refuge Medical, shameless plug, and I've also got their after surgery, like someone you found yourself a surgeon and he's fixing up Johnny Joe, and now you've got to have like gauze for days to keep cleaning that wound out for like anywhere from a week to a month. I've got one of those, and that's not common.
No.
If you were to talk to like West Virginia Pappy or something, he's like, I got 7 of those. But he's in it for the long run, man. He's got a portable mash set up in his backyard, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's having those kind of kits. That's not that. I don't think that's really a common thing. Having like enough medical supplies to last months. You know what I'm saying? So I would put that in the uncommon. I would say it's pretty smart, but I would also say it's uncommon in the prepper community.
Right. And what kind of led me into this was I have a friend that works at a surgical center, and every time they do a surgery, there's all these things left over. Okay. They bill the insurance for this surgery, and there's things left over all of the time that never get used. And what the surgical center does is they basically put this all in a bin to donate to like third world countries, stuff like that. But the surgical center allows them, the employees to kind of pick through for things they might need, because the stuff you would put down on the OR floor to absorb like fluids and stuff it also makes a great puppy pad. Right. So,
yeah.
So they get to pick and choose and go through this. And there's always a bunch of stuff you're never going to use, like surgical blankets and gowns. And like, there's all these things. And every once in a while, I mean, I only see this person every few years. They'll bring me a bag of crap. Like, hey, I brought you a bag of crap for your preps. And it's like, oh, it's like Christmas. And I get to go through it. So.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I'm visualizing like all of the surgical pads that they put down like over the patient and stuff.
Yeah,
when they're doing
like
surgery.
I have those. Yeah.
They look exactly like a puppy pad. I just realized it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And very, very, so very unusual prep.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, a very cool, unusual prep that I now have coming in the mail. This is so cool. I'm so ecstatically happy about this. So Starlink sent me an email about a week or so ago.
Okay.
And they are giving me a free Starlink Mini.
Can I be your friend?
Maybe. So anyway, I'm already running Starlink at the house now.
Yeah.
But I always had this like weird thought of, high winds rip it off the house and damage it, EMP hits, tornado, burglar, what's going to happen if that Starlink goes missing?
Mm-hmm.
And I had it in my mind that I wanted to get a Starlink Mini for a while. $230 to sit in the closet for what if
Yeah.
is kind of like, I can't really justify that. But they sent me an email and they're sending me one for free. So it's going in a Faraday bag when it gets here. And we will
Nice.
have an additional Starlink in our preps, which I think is a very, very cool thing.
Nice.
And
then, were you going to keep that?
Hidden.
No, you can tell me offline. Tell me, just let me know offline.
Right. Yeah, sure. Keeping it at your house.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep it at my house.
But yeah, I think that's a little bit of an unusual prep, because who's prepping? I mean, everybody's prepping like the ham radios and the two ways and things like that, but who's prepping backup internet?
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, there are actually, I would say that it's still in the uncommon category, because it's like, backup comms like that have to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you can get more information than just what you'll get off searching ham radio frequencies. But I can tell you that there was last week, I actually had a question from one of my followers on YouTube. They were like, hey, we're thinking about getting a Starlink for our group, and how do you think that would play out? And so I basically threw all the possible things, like, hey, make sure you get money from the people up front, make sure they all know where it's going to be, that we don't have any problems later on. And somebody's like, I don't want to pay for this anymore, and you get stuck with $90 a month bill,
Right.
But yeah, it's becoming more common, because in this day and age, people consume information so rapidly and like through a fire hose, that just ham radios just aren't, it's just not doing it for them anymore. They want to have full access to everything during an emergency, which makes absolute sense in today's day. If you could throw a Starlink Mini up on the roof and beep boop beep boop, and the next thing you know, it's not about showing the kids, the SpongeBob, you know what I'm saying, and keeping them happy. It's more about gathering the information you need to make decisions. So I think it's a great prep.
Well, so I got two things on the realm of that. One with the Starlink, so we'll cover that first. There is a guy, and I actually talked about this on my other show not long ago. I can't remember his name, but he's working on a project called the Outer Net. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so the Outer Net, right now, everything on the planet is connected with large undersea cables. Okay.
Yes.
So if you're connecting to the Starlink's going up, it's pinging the ground, and then it's hitting different servers, right? And if those servers are overseas, if you're trying to get information across the sea, it's going through large cables under the sea. Okay. This guy's mentality is, that's all well and good until those systems get compromised. Then what? Then we can't talk to Africa. Africa can't talk to Alaska. Alaska can't talk to Russia. Like we're done.
Yeah.
Right. So how does Europe communicate with the United States if these sea cables get cut? Because cell phones don't travel that far. Ham radio doesn't go that far. You're kind of screwed. So he's creating this system called the Outer Net, which are basically satellite servers up in space that work as a backup in case the sea lines get cut. Everything can ping right up there and bounce around in space versus being down here on the ground. Now, with that being said, being that so many people are getting on board with Starlink and going with the satellite internet, if you have servers up in space, even if an EMP hits on the ground, even if it's total destruction, if somebody has a Starlink up and running that they kept in a Faraday bag that was safe, that's totally functional, and they can connect to those satellites in space and they can ping those servers up there, they will still be able to communicate with other people on the ground that prepared the same, being that they know where to go to contact these people. So it's a great thing, and who knows how long it's going to be till that Outer Net's up and running. There's a lot of countries, mainly China, that are like, hell no, we're not doing it. They don't want it, but it is coming. Now, on the ham radio thing, an unusual prep, something that I did is I have a ham radio specifically programmed. So it's just a regular UV5R that is programmed for every emergency services channel in my area.
Mm-hmm.
our local repeaters, fire tac channels, EMS, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because that is our local county's backup. If the main 900 megahertz radios go down, their backup is to jump over to the ham frequencies.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a radio that stays charged, that is pre-programmed, and it's written on there like, pre-programmed for this purpose. And that is solely because I know that the radios that our counties use, or that our county uses and the state uses, they can be compromised. We saw them get compromised during Hurricane Helene.
Mm-hmm.
So having one of these as a backup, I think is a great prep, but is an unusual one.
Yeah. A lot of people won't do the work to get those frequencies onto a dedicated radio. They just won't do it because there is some work that's necessary. It's not just about programming frequencies. You have to know some offsets. You got to know some color codes, things like that. But yeah, a lot of people won't do. I would say that's uncommon because a lot of people won't do the work.
Right. Or you could do what I did and know a guy that knows what he's doing, pay him $20 to do it for you.
Yes, there are people out there that are like that.
That's what I did.
If you go to prepper camp, you can probably get it done pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did get a radio from out there one year, and I had the guy pre-program it for me. It never worked.
Oh wow!
So I don't know if I got one that was brand new out of the box defective, because that does happen.
Yeah,
but all the frequencies were correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I've actually been thinking about maybe upgrading some of the ham radios and going with some of these newer ones that they have out that are more like a digital based radio.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking into those a lot, and I'm really thinking about pulling the trigger and ordering one or two and getting my buddy that does these to kind of just take this one, like take these two new ones I got and program all the repeaters in the area. Okay. That I know I can grab from this area, and any open, just general talking channels that would be standard in an emergency. Like, let's program these all. Yeah. And I could keep one of these on scan and have another one dedicated to just being able to use it to communicate if need be. Mm-hmm. And then worst case scenario, no one's on these repeaters. No one's on anything. I have two extra radios to communicate with.
Yeah.
Make sense?
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. So what else you got that's unusual?
Let me see. Nicotine gum and patches.
Oh, well, that's a great barter item.
Well, the other thing too is, you got those hardcore smokers out there, and if something goes wrong and they can't get there, I mean, it's like they try to, like, one of the standard barter items that people think about is cigarettes. Well, cigarettes dry up. And so you got some of these guys that smoke a couple packs a day for the last 20 years and are somehow still alive. They're not going to be very nice to be around. So you could use this to take care of some of your own people, or you could use this as a solid barter item.
That's a good point. I have tobacco pipes in my bartering stuff, like just the little corncob tobacco pipes. There was a place that was selling like 2 for $1. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, give me a handful of those. I'll just throw them into the barter stuff. Mm-hmm. And with this, I also bought tobacco seeds because I'm like, I wonder if I could grow this here. I wonder if I could grow tobacco in my area, because that'd be a great prep if you're actually growing the tobacco. Yeah. I tried to grow the tobacco, didn't have much luck with that, but I still have the pipes. So
I got you.
Yeah, it is a good prep, because when people start coming off the nicotine, they're going to be really, really shitty. Yep. Absolutely. And you might be their best friend.
Yeah. Well, the other side of that is I also keep a lot of caffeine pills. You can spend $10-12, get about 500 tablets, and that's going to keep anybody awake that you want to stay awake.
Oh yeah.
That stuff trades like cocaine when coffee is gone. So it's just a good little prep to have. And if you think about it, a bottle of 500 tablets, it's nothing. It's just another thing that's sitting on the shelf, and nothing's going to go wrong with it. So,
right. Exactly. So I got something that's really unusual. Okay. And it's a little bit disgusting.
Okay. So here's the thing. You're going to tell me, you're going to show me yours, and I'm going to show you mine, and we're going to see who wins. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So I purchased menstruation cups for the wife in the event that, we are in an apocalyptic situation, because I'm not going to have a room dedicated to feminine menstruation products when I can have a couple of little menstruation cups that are reusable in a box.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So first response, second response is it's kind of serendipitous, because mine is feminine itch cream and monostat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because yeast infections are not fun.
No, they're not. And things like yeast infections and UTIs are very common when you're not keeping up with your hygiene. And I'll tell you what, and I didn't know this before, like working in the EMS realm, UTIs will fuck you up.
UTIs kill people every year.
It is bad, and especially very bad among the elderly. I had no idea. Yep, we've gotten calls for patients, and it's like it comes in as like a stroke call. Patients very confused, lethargic, like they're trying to figure out what's going on. And it's like, oh, they just had a UTI. And it's like, wait, what?
Yep.
A UTI did that to this person? That's possible? And it's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, holy shit.
Yep. I know older people that have been taken to the ER that are so far off that like their blood sugar is so low, their brain isn't working anymore.
Right.
And they'll hit them with a bunch of the chemical sugars, and they'll start to come back. And then they do the blood test, and oh yeah, it's a UTI. Yeah, and it almost kills them. They die of an unknown infection. Oh, by the way, UTI.
Yeah, so exactly.
It's it can be pretty dangerous. And I'm pretty sure if the apocalypse were coming down the pipeline, and there was a problem with the lady friends, they pretty much would trade anything for some of these things. So.
And it makes me think of things I need to add to my new stock. I'm because of the cat in the house built on the homestead and everything that we're doing, it's got me rethinking a lot and revamping a lot of things and how I'm going to do things differently moving forward. And one of the things that I could not tell you how much money I've lost prepping due to expired items.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen.
And it's got me to the point, and I am like pretty much swearing off canned goods indefinitely. They don't get rotated enough.
Yeah, I just eat my canned goods. You just have to eat 3 meals a day.
Right. Well, I don't. Is the kind of the problem here, but it's just it's really became really odd just because I take these things and I donate them to the homeless. Is like what I do.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't just throw them in the trash, but it's like there are some things that you cannot donate. Just like, again, kind of an unusual prep. My wife's Greek. Okay, I'm half Italian, half Irish. We eat good in this house. All right, like we like to eat and we like to make good food. So, stocking things like seasonings and garlics and different things to enhance the flavors of food is part of my preps.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We got all this mucus drainage. So I was going through the preps after the cat had his little party and found that my beets had turned white. Pickled beets in the jars had turned white. And I've never seen that happen before. And I had garlic in the jar turn black.
That's interesting.
Now, it really makes you wonder a couple of things here. And these were both great value brands, by the way. Just so everybody's aware, these were great value brands that this happened with. It really makes you wonder how much artificial coloring was in these items. Because beets are purple. They're not white. What happened to those beets to make them white? That should not have happened. I've seen old people pressure can beets, and they've sat on the shelf for 20 years. They're still purple. What the hell is great value doing?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a lot to be said for preservatives.
There is.
It's just are the preservatives doing what they're supposed to be doing, or are they doing like, oh, by the way, we know this is crappy preservation, but we're going to use it anyway. It
could be either one. But just, I figured I'd throw that out since we're talking about weird preps. Like, who's stocking up on beets and garlic? I am.
Yeah, you're weird.
I know.
Weird. Nobody eats beets and garlic. I mean, I like garlic, but.
So, I don't want to go. I don't want to go too off into the realm of what we're prepping for barter items.
Yeah.
But so as I'm building little stockpiles and I'm doing little things and I'm finding things on sale, a lot of these items are purchased for the realm of potentially being a barter item. Okay.
Well, anything is a barter item.
Right. Specifically, I look for things on sale. In a very weird prep, without getting into a whole barter episode, I have an entire bin full of winter socks. All right. Now, you're going to ask yourself, like, why the hell does this guy have a bin full of winter socks? So I was perusing Walmart one day. And you know, like every once in a while you enter the front door of Walmart and they have like that shopping cart in the beginning when you first walk in with like discount items in it. All right. So they had like they were like Remington brand or like Winchester brand, heavy, thick wool socks, right? Like the winter socks. And they were like, it was something really ridiculous. Like each pack had 2 pairs and each pack was like 50 cents. So you basically got 4 pairs of socks for $1. And I ended up like buying the entire shopping cart.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Right. Because I'm like, okay, at the end of the day here, I mean, I'll have a bunch of winter socks if I need them. But then also, this is a great barter item. And honestly, I mean, not to be a hoarder, but when am I going to find this kind of deal on socks again?
Yes. I mean, at the minimum, just get out on eBay and make a little bit of money, you know?
Right. Or you could do that. So unless you got anything else in the realm of weird, I think that about does it for this episode.
The only thing I can think of that a lot of people don't think about is children's vitamins, but that's about it.
Huh. I guess that's a good one.
And don't get the gummies. So a lot of people talk about the gummies, but you know, the reality is they're not going to store for a long period of time. Get the old Flintstones. You know, we all lived on the Flintstones. They're actually kind of yummy. I like them. But vitamins are vitamins.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Everybody, thank you for listening to another exciting episode of the It's Doomsday podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show.
This is an emergency action message. At approximately 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NORAD is tracking 15 ICBM nuclear missiles inbound to the following cities: Orlando, Miami, Pittsburgh, Dover, Newark, Richland, Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Boston, Seattle, Detroit. This is an extremely deadly situation. Stay tuned. The next emergency message will be a presidential address.